Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got videos today for Four Man's Podcast.
Men fear. This generation, they fear. Men are fucking.
Yeah.
That's why older guys will approach.
Yeah.
Guys our age don't approach because they think what? We're like in a Venus flytrap. Like that's what they think we have in our pants.
You kind of are.
We get approached more by like gay men than straight men. And honestly, I'd like to keep it that way.
I would like to keep it that way too.
I would like to keep.
Then why are you complaining? What's the complaint then, you idiots? If that's what you want.
It that
I
way.
love my gays.
Come to the front.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm the type of woman who is sick of not getting approached, so I approach men. Like, y'all have seen me out in the wild. You get me to sniff a little bit of tequila, and I'm out approaching a group of like 10 guys out at a bar because that's how you meet.
You just gotta sniff some tequila? That much, lady? Wait till you get her some shots, boys.
People, because I just don't understand why. If I, as a woman, can get rejected by a man, like it is so much better to get rejected by a woman. We are so nice 9 times out of 10.
What the? She's never been rejected by a woman, that's why.
I don't know if that's true. And there are some women that really take a lot of pride in belittling dudes and really being mean.
That can't be the majority.
I wouldn't.
That is actually probably, I wouldn't say majority, but it's probably close to 40%. Which is a huge number.
Risk it. I just don't have I wouldn't have had the confidence to risk it. I think men are in a weird spot right now, and young men are in a weird spot right now. That
I feel bad for the young men that they didn't experience life before social media and didn't experience anything before then, and then they're just born in this social media era. Ooh, you don't got the experience, you don't got knowledge, you just got a lot of propaganda on you.
they don't want to come anywhere near sniffing, feeling like they're being perceived as creepy. So they're not exactly sure what their role is anymore. And then when young men talk about it, I feel like a lot of times they are met by women going, "Oh, welcome to our world for our entire lives." So kind of we're not talking about it in an authentic way.
I do think the creep argument is a little bit of a cop-out because I feel like the female equivalent is desperate. You know how many guys have probably thought that I was desperate or thirsty because I approached them and I made the first move?
I'm in the same boat as Abby. I find the creepy thing like a cop-out, and I feel like then it's like blaming women as to why I don't approach you. It's your fault.
Yes, because how you react to us approaching you, like again, you act like this doesn't happen and there's not women saying don't approach us anymore. Like, well, where are you guys in the internet? Have you, like, again, I guess they're relegated into their own echo chamber, so they never hear anything other than when men say something, they just trash it immediately, as they do now.
Are those instances out there? Probably, but on the whole, it's like...
It is posted on TikTok, Instagram. There's so many videos of women calling men creeps.
We should have common sense. Not everybody does, but we should have common sense.
I think you guys are doing a healthy share of woman-splaining this morning, saying that you're not really giving a lot of credibility to guys and this sort of attitude that we don't want to be.
My brother, I like you, brother. I like that you called them out on their women-splaining, and you're about to shove it in their face right now.
Be perceived as creepy, because I'm telling you, as a guy, this is exactly how they feel.
But I also feel like I'm tired of being blamed as that's the reason why you're not approaching, that it's our fault.
I can't tell you which came first, the chicken or the egg in this situation, but I can tell you where we're at.
When a girl says she wants a guy to yearn for her, that's for the pretty guys, the cute niggas. Yearning is not for the ugly niggas. That's called harassment. You keep begging and pleading and, I just need you, and just salivating at the mouth and shit. That's harassment. When you're cute, that's yearning. That's, working for it. That's being passionate. Sorry, everybody don't get the same terminology.
And before I even go too far in this, I wanted to read you guys some of the comments, some of the most popular comments, because this video got 1.3 million likes.
Damn.
Not views.
Likes? I've never even gotten that many views.
1.3 million likes. Let me read y'all some of the comments. No, because ugly men liking me immediately pisses me off. Louder for the scary ones in the back. Like, you're bothering me. It ain't yearning, it's insulting. So basically what these women are doing is saying the quiet part out loud. This is what the red pill and the manosphere has been talking about for a long time. It's whole meme of the guy that's less attractive saying the same thing as the guy is more attractive, and one being considered harassment and the other being considered attractive, or he's just yearning for me. oftentimes these ladies, and what's interesting about this is social media has diluted the mind so much so that these types of women believe that they're above the men that are approaching them. The market is going to tell you the men that you qualify for.
I always say it. Women think they're better than men. They think they're better than all men. They think they're at the top echelon of what men were able to do. And they were pretty much living life that way, as if they were the top echelon men shitting on everybody else.
So if the guys that are yearning for you look a certain way, those are the guys that you qualify for. But because they're on social media, this woman doesn't even have her own hair in her head. That's how far the delusion's gone.
Yeah.
But she assumes because she sees herself through social media filters and she can afford to put on makeup and she's really good at face paint, because that's essentially what it is, that she's better than these men somehow, and she could just disrespect these men openly for drawing up the courage to walk across the room and approach her just because she thinks that they're less attractive.
I'm just going to start calling it war paint now, because every time girls put it on to go out there, they're fighting a war. They're definitely fighting a battle.
And what these ladies are saying is just the mere fact that he's not attractive is insulting to them. The idea that he would even consider that he may qualify for her or that they could even be in a relationship is insulting to them. And then they wonder why more men aren't approaching them.
Yep.
Make it make sense.
Motherfuckers that's, facially challenged and shit, sometimes it don't hit the same. It just be like, oh my God, like, what do you see in me that you seem to resonate with? Like, am I ugly? Like, it starts scaring me. You want me so bad. And it's like, I don't even see myself like that with you, but you see something. So it's like, is it me? Am I the problem?
Like, do you not feel about this, about the Chad Rhodes that you chase after? This is the literal, you're explaining yourself of how you feel when you're chasing after the Chad Rhodes.
Am I the issue? Am I the drama? So that's the difference. When you cute, and you know you cute, you know you fucking cute, that's called yearning. That's what I want. Come with the cute shit. When you ugly, no, you don't gotta yearn for me. Once I say I'm okay, that's it. You don't gotta keep on, making songs and this and that and the third, because, I'm not easy, but bitch, I be going. Like, I'm not gonna lie, but like, if I ain't going, you just not that him. You just not him.
Yeah, and this is why men don't yearn anymore.
Nope.
She just said the exact reason why men don't yearn for women anymore. Because if you like me, I don't have to do that.
Right.
And if I do that for you, you don't respect it.
Mm.
And if I have to do that for you, it already shows you that it already shows me that you're not attracted to me. So oftentimes when modern women are saying that they have higher standards, they're not talking about they have higher standards for your character as a man. They have higher standards, but it's just all based on attractiveness. They're not judging people based off the context of their character anymore. They associate their attractiveness level with the contents of their character.
Correct. You're
If
right.
a man says something and he's not attractive, it's cringy. It's an ick. If a man says the same thing but he is attractive, it's funny. He's a comedic genius.
Yeah, I was talking to a woman the other day, and I told her, you're working out and doing all these things for attention. And she got irate with me. She stood up, started yelling at me, I don't do it for attention, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, do you think I don't do my facials for attention? I guess I like to keep my face clean, nice, and everything, and I take care of myself. You don't think it's for attention? You don't think it's attention for the opposite sex? You don't think I make a lot of money, do most of the things I do is somewhat for attention of the opposite sex? I'm not saying it's completely for the opposite sex. A lot of it's for myself too. But what most people do is to build attraction to the opposite sex. That's just how human beings work. So for you to deny that and not understand that yourself is you're living in the Lululand. I told her this. And then the next day she came and sat with me and she's like, oh, I kind of get it. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm telling you. It's like, what do you want to attract? Do you want to attract the good-looking men, or do you want to attract good men? Because how you dress and how you portray yourself is going to lean towards one of those men, or you're going to lean towards fun time. Like, it all stems into that. But obviously, women are not going to hold themselves accountable to that stuff.
So they're associating how you look with your moral character, and then you wonder why a lot of them end up in a bad relationship, because you're not judging the men based off the context of their character.
Yeah, because all they think is as long as they look a certain way and they qualify for that man looks-wise, they don't have to do anything else. They just met the looks requirement, and that man's going to give me the time of day. I'm good to go.
What good is it to have stricter standards on things that don't matter in the relationship? I'm not saying the dude got to be ugly. But ladies are saying they're upping their standards, but it's just all on attractiveness level. That's like hiring a quarterback based on his ability to catch a pass. Your standards are higher, but for the wrong things.
Correct. I agree with you on that one.
And then a lot of these ladies that end up in poor relationships. Guys, don't even despair of stuff like this, especially if you're a young guy, trust me. You keep yourself hygienic. You work a little bit on your style, and I'm not
And we're talking about washing your ass. Wash your asses.
saying you got to be a fashionista. Go with a more conservative look. Black is a good color. Gray.
Black is an amazing color. Guys, I just bought 5 new ones because my old ones were like fading out a little bit and had some holes in them. But yeah, nice black tees, normal jeans. You don't really need much else to look like somewhat good. But then you can add into that, you know, obviously a dress shirt, a collared shirt, you know, nicer jeans or, you know, nicer slacks or something like that. But look into these things because it matters. Again, as much as we want to say, you know, looks don't matter, looks matter a lot. A lot. So carry yourself well, walk up straight, you know, with good posture. I'm not saying to walk like this or something like that. Just walk up straight with posture. Because I can tell you now, women really look at your posture. If you are slumping like this, walking around, they notice that, and it's very apparent. So,
Gray, navy blue.
I'm gonna say the colors he mentioned worked really well for my skin tone. So it's black, navy blue, dark blues. I did the whole color thing for my skin tone. Obviously, pastel colors, lighter colors, pinks, you know, things like that don't work well with my skin tone. So it's good to actually know your skin tone and to see what colors reflect off your skin tone properly. Like if you have lighter skin tone, you might go with the more pastel type colors, lighter colors. Where me and poor man, I think we have, I'm not gonna say we have similar pigment, but we're darker people. And when we have darker skin, all the dark colors look really good on us.
But just make sure your clothes fit well. By the time you hit 27, give it time, you'll see the shift.
Yep.
Because
the fitting well part is also a huge thing. Don't wear too baggy of clothes. Don't wear too skinny of clothes. Wear things that fit, conform to your body pretty well, can give you some shape, but doesn't look like your crotch is dying.
that lady's still young. That woman's still young. You're going to see the shift when you turn about 28, 29, 27, 28, 29, somewhere in that area where your facial hair going to start coming in.
Sorry. I'm Asian. I don't get too much facial hair, so I just keep it shaved.
You're going to have a little bit more financial security, which is going to make you seem a lot more attractive because you're going to have a better level of confidence. Because you know,
especially if you're saving and you're building yourself, you'll have plenty of money to splurge a little bit, but obviously save towards bigger goals.
That you can support yourself. Like I said, facial hair growing in, you're going to become more attractive. And as that happens, the women are going to start to decline in their attractiveness level. And that's okay. But see, the old game was when women were at their most attractive when they were a little bit younger.
Yeah.
They would try to lock a man down so that a man loved them. So by the time the shift started to happen, the man was already so in love with who you were as a person, they would stick around.
Yep, that was
now the women want to
go.
come around when you got everything built already. They don't want to help you work on yourself. They don't want to try to get your swag together to the point where they like it. They don't want to tell you to go get your hair cut and, you know, and this the cologne they want you to wear anymore. No, they don't want to work with you no more. They just want to wait for you to have it all together and then meet you at the finish line. And this is why a lot of guys are dropping out of relationships and they don't respect the game anymore because the ladies don't respect the game. For some reason, there's this culture amongst women that think that it's okay to be cruel towards men for absolutely no reason. And they justify it by saying that men of the past were cruel to women, which, by the way, is not true as feminist propaganda.
Nope.
But also, even if it was true, why do you think and why can you justify how you treat somebody based on something that somebody else did in the past?
I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole about it, but that's how I feel when people bring up slavery. I'm just saying. It's from the past.
So yeah, those ladies don't respect game anymore, and they think in female culture that it's cool to shit on men. That's the new culture, and they be surprised when less men approach. There's a study that said that 45% of Gen Z men have never approached a woman.
Again, this is why I say I feel bad for the younger men out there. They've never experienced life outside of this social media bubble that they're in. And it's hard to see it when you've never seen it.
45%. This is going to become a big issue in the future, and I'm starting to see the results of it now. I see a lot of women that I ran track with, attractive women, had everything together. Went into the workforce, focused on their career. They're always on different islands or whatever they may be, drinking on a margarita. Now they about 30, 31. And the chickens come home to roost.
Damn. Poor man, I didn't know you were like 30, 31. I thought you were a little bit older than that.
Now everybody's scrambling to find a relationship. But you should have been doing that back then when you was insulting the men that tried to approach you and give you the life that you wanted. Guys, don't despair.
Don't.
The future is in your hands. Take care of yourself. Keep building up your portfolios. Be frugal.
No, I 100% agree with poor man. I don't think we're in a bad boat. I don't think men are in a bad boat. I think women are in the boat. We're on the island. Women are on the boat. You know, we're going to survive. You know,
wise with your money. Get your style together a little bit. Stay groomed. Work on your hygiene.
Guys, you guys think I came up with this style like the whole time? No, I had different hair. I had, didn't take care of myself as much. Probably had a little chubbier face because I didn't work out so much. Like, people grow into themselves, into a better person if you work on yourself to be a better person. And I'm going to say this straight up. People hardly ever change. And if they do, it's usually for the worse. This is why I tell you guys, don't be those guys. Change for the better.
And the future is yours. The future is yours.
Damn right it is. Shout out to Poor Man. Definitely one of my favorite channels because I think I feel what you guys feel for me, the genuineness. How Poor Man is quite genuine in everything he talks about, all of his anecdotal experiences and the people he brings into the stories and stuff. I hope that's the reason why you guys enjoy my content, is I resonate with you and you guys feel that I'm genuine about everything. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that, and I can